Everyone is aware of how complex the INFJ is, yet like with any personality type, misunderstandings and myths may distort people's perceptions. So how does the typical individual see an INFJ? 10. INFJs are flawless and never have problems. Like everyone else, INFJs experience difficulties and struggle from time to time. People tend to believe that the INFJ makes the best spouses because of their idealistic attitude. Therefore, assuming that INFJs are perfect and impervious to difficulties is erroneous, and ignores the complexity of their personality. INFJs have excellent traits, but depicting them as ideal ignores their difficulties. Because of their idealistic nature, individuals may struggle inside and experience self-doubt as they attempt to meet impossible expectations. They may be more susceptible to emotional upheaval due to the strength of their emotions and sympathetic inclinations. Burnout and stress may result from the strain to live up to both their own and others' standards. INFJs can experience a sensation of solitude as they navigate their complex inner landscape of feelings and thoughts. We weaken their resiliency and personal development by downplaying their problems. Understanding that INFJs, like everyone else, struggle from time to time allows us to appreciate their resilience in the face of adversity, and highlights the value of showing them empathy and support. 9. INFJs are perpetually reserved and silent. People in general have a lot to say about the INFJ personality. However, the majority of these statements are untrue. Even though INFJs tend to be reserved, they don't always act that way, particularly when talking about subjects that are in line with their beliefs and interests. INFJs have a tendency to be effusive and emotional. INFJs have a complex inner life that does not always show up as stillness on the outside. Although their contemplative tendency frequently results in introspection and profound thinking, it doesn't always translate into shyness or hesitation in social situations. Many INFJs are outspoken and engaged, especially when speaking about issues that are in line with their beliefs or taking part in important conversations. Furthermore, contrary to popular belief, the INFJ may be emotionally resonant in their interactions with others due to their strong empathic and intuitive traits. A significant part of INFJ's personalities is missed by categorizing them as solely silent and reserved, the dynamic interaction between their inner reflections. But as an INFJ, do people frequently remark on how disturbingly silent you are? 8. INFJs are people pleasers, according to Rule No. It is unjust and misleading to generalize people-pleasing tendencies to all INFJs, even if some of them may in fact have them. Deep empathy, reflection, and strong personal beliefs are traits that define INFJs and frequently lead them to seek out meaningful connections and have a good influence. This intricate interplay of qualities transcends simple appeal to the masses. Many INFJs place a high emphasis on honesty, set clear limits, and participate in pursuits that align with their ideals and interests, such as advocacy and leadership positions. This reductionist perspective ignores the depth of the INFJ personality. It ignores their ability for depth, self-growth, and a variety of actions and motives other than those aimed at winning over others. 7. INFJs are antisocial and loathe social situations. INFJs love deep talks and sincere interactions. Despite the fact that they could find small chat to be taxing, they value real relationships and do best in one-on-one or small group situations. Although they could find engaging in small chat exhausting, this does not always indicate that they dislike mingling with others. In reality, INFJs frequently show a sincere desire to comprehend and connect with people on a deeper level. They prefer connections based on emotional resonance because of their empathic and sympathetic nature. When their values coincide, such as when they are promoting issues or taking part in group conversations that match their interests, many INFJs may flourish in social circumstances. We ignore INFJs' potential for genuine social involvement and underappreciate their distinctive approach to forming connections based on depth and authenticity by misrepresenting them as being inherently antisocial. Do you still have to justify your social aversion to others as an INFJ? 6. INFJs have precognition and mind-reading abilities. The foundation of the INFJ's intuitive insights is a strengthened capacity to spot patterns, clues, and emotional dynamics, which enables them to predict possible outcomes. This, however, does not equate to superhuman mind reading or predicting the future. Instead than being the result of supernatural abilities, INFJ's intuitive impressions are based on their in-depth knowledge of human behavior and their keen observational abilities. INFJ's cognitive processes are oversimplified when these skills are attributed to them, and thus minimizes their intuition's intellectual and analytical components. It's important to recognize intuitive insights as the sophisticated interpretations of difficult material that they are for INFJs, rather than mistaking their wisdom for magical abilities. 5. INFJs are extremely sensitive and brittle. It is inaccurate to describe all INFJs as delicate and excessively sensitive because their personalities are complex and resilient. While it is oversimplified to categorize INFJs as fragile despite their considerable capacity for empathy and emotional awareness, their sensitivity is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testimonial to their deep grasp of emotions. INFJs frequently exhibit extraordinary inner strength, handling difficult circumstances with poise and serenity. They use their empathy to empathize with others and provide sincere assistance. Many INFJs also have a great ability for resilience, being able to overcome misfortune through reflection and personal development. Instead of fragility, their capacity for navigating difficult emotional terrains reveals their depth. We undercut their complexity and fail to appreciate their great inner strength and capacity to thrive in the face of life's hardships by ignoring their resilience and labeling them as being excessively sensitive. How else might an INFJ use empathy to navigate difficult circumstances? 4. INFJs never laugh and are constantly serious. INFJs like friendly banter and appreciate humor that aligns with their ideals and interests, which is something that ordinary people find difficult to grasp. Actually, many INFJs have a distinct, frequently cerebral sense of humor that stems from their great observational abilities and capacity to make connections that others might not. Their humor may take the form of brilliant wordplay, astute observations, and provocative insights that reveal their sophisticated cognitive processes. INFJs enjoy comedy that appeals to their ideals and stimulates their analytical faculties. Even while they might not always be the focus of levity, their aptitude for empathy enables them to comprehend and appreciate diverse types of comedy. We miss out on appreciating the humorous and creative sides of INFJ personalities by ignoring their complex sense of humor, highlighting the significance of knowing them beyond superficial cliches. 3. INFJs dislike structure and regularity. Many INFJs value structure because it gives them a foundation for organizing their energy and creativity. Routine can provide the security needed for them to pursue their introspective and creative interests more successfully. INFJs frequently gravitate toward routines that support their beliefs and goals for personal development. To assist their creative outlets, such as writing, art, or other kinds of self-expression, they may adopt disciplined routines. They may, however, rebel against extremely boring or strict routines that inhibit their originality and inventiveness. INFJs use routines as instruments to enhance their personal growth journey and support their meaningful efforts. They seek a balanced balance of structure and flexibility. INFJ's strategic approach to juggling structure and creativity is undermined by categorizing them as uniformly hostile to routine, which prevents a thorough understanding of how they deal with the challenges of daily life. Do you, as an INFJ, value regularity and structure as well as innovative and adaptable approaches? 2. INFJs are erratic. The flexibility and readiness of INFJs to explore new knowledge does not indicate inconsistency, but rather an open mind and a desire to improve understanding. They make judgments that are consistent with their underlying convictions by approaching life holistically, taking into account the nuances of each scenario. Additionally, the INFJ's constancy is frequently shown in their devotion to personal development and their persistent support for the organizations they support. Their activities are guided by a steady compass that is driven by their quest of authenticity and values alignment. INFJs are not characterized as unpredictable since they tackle problems in life with thought and planning. Their complex mental processes and intuitive insights help to explain their dependable and goal-oriented conduct. Understanding this characteristic of INFJs helps to clarify their personality and dispels the idea that all people are inconsistent. 1. INFJs don't often have ambition or desire. The objectives of the INFJ can take many different forms, such as supporting social causes, engaging in artistic pursuits, or pursuing personal development. They are driven by their idealistic nature to work persistently toward their objectives, frequently with an emphasis on bringing about significant change and establishing relationships that are consistent with their ideals. Their calm resolve is based on a clear sense of purpose and a desire for authenticity. Instead than looking for approval from others, they could choose to focus their objectives in ways that complement their reflective and compassionate character. It is inaccurate to assume that INFJs lack ambition because they are so passionate and committed to their goals. It undervalues their ability to strategize, work hard, and have a revolutionary effect on their chosen undertakings. Understanding and respecting the breadth of their goals gives us a clearer picture of how driven and purposeful they are. Is your calm, humble character as an INFJ never a barrier to your commitment to and passion for your objectives? INFJs think in a far more complex way than most individuals do. Dispelling these myths not only improves understanding of INFJs, but also emphasizes the significance of appreciating their diverse realities. Do you ever worry how the typical person perceives you, or how do you dispel these beliefs about yourself as an INFJ?